Happy Father's Day! Come one, come all. So I'm getting ready to go to Duncan to do work on my book slash course. This is a Sabbath video, by the way, so any money I make off this video will go to my fund that I will tally up at the end of the year and to give to the crisis pregnancy centers, because we need them. Because we all know abortion is bad, abortion is evil, and of course abortion should be illegal. If it's evil, it should be made illegal. That's just a fact. But anyway, so where I want to go here. You don't know when you're going to need the money, man. You don't know when you're going to need the money. All right? And all these guys and ladies, guys is all encompassing. Oh, you're misgendering me. All these guys out there. I just hold it for stocks forever. Stocks the long run. You know, stocks the long run, man. Look at the history. It always goes back, blah, blah, blah. Dude, you don't know. Well, that's two squirrelies back to back. Thanks. You don't know when the market is down if you're going to be laid off. I don't get how people don't understand this. You don't know when the money is going to be needed. If you're working or even if you're retired. If you're retired, a little bit easier to surmise because you're like, I need the money because I don't have any other income coming in other than Social Security, if you have a pension, of course. But when you're working, dude, all these people just throw money into stocks. I used to think that too. Oh, stocks. Dude, I used to borrow on my freaking credit card, 0%. What I do is I borrow my, oh, dears. Oh boy, watch out, Bambi. I used to borrow my credit card, put in a Roth IRA, you know what I'm saying? Back then it was like, maybe it was like $2,000. I think it was $2,000. When they make it forward to the Pension Protection Act, 2003, is that 2006? I can't remember. Anyway, I used to borrow on my credit card, all right? I'd use a USA credit card, take $2,000 out, dump in my Roth IRA. This is the late 90s, by the way, when they first initiated Roth IRAs because of Bill Roth, a senator from Delaware, Republican senator from Delaware, of all places. And they had the Coverdale Education Savings Account from Paul Coverdale, like the first Republican senator from Georgia we had in a long time. And now we have two left-leaning Goonies, but still, be that as it may. Anyway, that was named after Paul Coverdale. No one talks about those anymore because 529s are better. Anyway, so what I do is I say, okay, well, stocks the long run. I'm going to put my money into the S&P 500, VTI, whatever it's doing. I think it was Total Stock Index even back then. It wasn't VTI, it's VTSMX. Vanguard Total Stock Market Index Fund. We didn't have the ETFs back then. So I dump it all in there. All right, so I take my $2,000 from USA, and then I do a balance transfer to another fund, you know, like Chase or something like that. It was 0% financing supposedly for the life of the loan. And I do that year after year after year. And it was a great move until the bottom fell out. And when the bottom fell out was in the later part of 2008. 2007 is like getting dicey. 2008, the bottom fell out. And all of a sudden now, my 0% interest rates on these various credit cards I had, they were not 0% anymore. I called them up and said, hey, I thought this was for the life of the loan. It was, but we put a provision there that's for the life of the loan until we need the money more than you do. And so you signed the dotted line. So now what was 0% at $25,000 of debt is now 14.99 or something like that. So I was scrambling to balance transfer those credit cards to other places, because my credit's always been good. I always pay my bills, and there's no credit. No one's doing it, man. People do the balance transfer, but it's gonna be 11.99% or whatever, plus a 1.5% to 3% balance transfer fee. Hey. And so my goose was cooked. Now you think, oh, but you have your money in your Roth. Yeah, how much of the money in my Roth? What did it do? It went down 57%. All right. So I needed the money. In stocks the long run, I need the money. So I was paying 18.9 or 14.9, whatever the hell it was on the credit cards. Stocks the long run. And by the way, my job was on the fritz. My income was dropped off like a ton of bricks. My job looked like it might not be there. Thankfully I was able to find a job, a steady, petty state check with USAA, but I had to move my family to Texas. And if I was a year later, that would not have happened. Literally, that would not have happened. USA had a hiring freeze because of 2009 stuff, that whole time frame. And so that's the issue. Yes, the stocks come back. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. It's kind of like Keynes said. In the long run, we're all dead. In the long run, you might not have a job. You might not have any income. So let's just say, but Josh, If you just would have held on and not touched your stocks, you would have made an extra 300% from where you were in 2007 and 8. That's true. How do I pay the bills? Oh my goodness, look at that dog. Oh, what a cutie. How do I pay the bills? Where's the money come from to pay the bills? I needed the money. I had debts. I had home equity line of credit. You know what I'm saying? I just, it's crazy to me. People are like, stocks are long run. If the long run is, if you can make it to the long run, it's great. I'm telling you, man, everybody and their mom in 2005 and 6 thought the freaking economy was booming. Everybody did. Like, I used to be in banking. I used to be a broker. I remember talking to a guy. We needed an addition put on our home. I talked to one of my wife's best friends, and her husband was a guy, contractor. He's like, I can't do it. The job's too small. I said, well, a big addition. We're just going to basically, increase the size of our house by about a third. That's a pretty big addition. It's what we're put 400 square feet on a 1,200 square foot home. But he's like, he was a dick. He was just like, I can't, man. I got other jobs that are bigger, and which means more profitable. And so we had to find some guy, a local guy, who this is basically his first gig. Come down from a Mennonite town in Pennsylvania. He come down here to work because the guy who we knew contracted him, because the guy we knew was doing his own stuff. Anyway, it turned a guy named Chris Wenger. Chris crushed. I love that guy. And so he and his wife moved down to Virginia because his friend and who we knew in the Mennonite church said, dude, there's work down here. And so they moved down here. And Chris was a young guy, but he crushed. I don't know whatever happened to him because we don't live in Virginia anymore. But that was in 2005 and 6, about 2006. Put on addition because we only had 3 beds, 1 bath, and now we had 4 or 5 of us because my wife's sister was living with us, and 3 beds and tiny bedrooms too, 1 bath on 1,200 square foot home. Wasn't doing it because we were also trying to get breaks, if you know what I'm saying. So we needed a bigger house, and it all looked good until things didn't look good, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, where does the money come from to pay these bills? Because I wasn't making enough to pay the bills, so I needed it from my portfolio. But stocks the long run, yeah, my long run income was dying on a vine. So if you follow that tripe, stocks in the long run, I hope you got a source of income if the markets go south. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that source of income, I don't know. This isn't just emergency fund income, 3 to 6 months. You need more than that in some kind of liquid capacity that at least can alleviate a significant down. Whoa, what the hell? A significant down market. And that doesn't mean bonds are the reprieve, by the way. Look what happened last year. Now that will never happen again. I'm willing to go on record that what happened last year will never happen again. It's never going to happen again. So bonds work. Last year they didn't, but they do. In fact, even the Ginnie Mae was only down like 10% last year. That's pretty significant given the Ginnie Mae's history. But even Ginnie Mae, you only lost 10%. You didn't lose 57% like in 2006, 7, 8, and 9. Or 9, 12, and 22% up until 2001 and 2002. And even Q1 of 2003 was down too. You didn't lose all that. But you did in Ginnie Mae, but you did. You got hit hard. It's just, it'll never happen again. Anyway, so when you need the money, dude, stocks in the long run don't fly. You need the money. Now, again, if you're retired, you certainly want to have that's why I use the barbell strategy. 4 years of liquidity, Ginnie Mae, cash, CDs, something like that, and the rest in stocks. That's fine. But if you're working, don't think you're exempt from that. Just because your job is good, the job might not be good. The job is only good while you're working there. The minute they say sayonara, you're SOL, dude. And if you're relying on the markets to provide you your income, and the markets are down 57%, and your job said, go pound sand there, Connie, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. Not a road to hoe, a row to hoe. Did y'all know that? It's not a tough road to hoe. It's a row to hoe. Like if you're here in Georgia, in the clay, like red clay in Georgia, trying to hoe that row, oh my goodness, dude. You're going to get stained all over your outfit. All right, we'll see you guys.